The emerging cannabis industry has come a long way in the last several years with the legalization of medical and recreational cannabis in several states across the country. The industry is finally moving out of the basement into a professional environment. As the cannabis market is commercialized, one of the largest barriers to entry for a plant-touching company is real estate. In order to operate a state-legal cannabis business, operators must obtain the proper licenses and conditional use permits from the state or local municipalities. This has become challenging due to restrictive zoning ordinances, limited land and real estate inventory, and proper electric and water infrastructure necessary to support large-scale commercial operations. When land or real estate is available and properly zoned, the value of property is often valued at over $400 a square foot, far in excess of traditional market value. This has caused cannabis cultivators to start employing new techniques to the layout of the canopy design in order to fully utilize their spaces. Costly and complex vertical cannabis stack and production methods are already catching on across the industry as a way to solve these challenges. MedMen, one of the nation's largest cultivation and investment companies, with licensed facilities in California and New York, has already switched over all of their cultivation methods to the vertical stack and design. Sparks, San Francisco's largest dispensary, is another example of a market leader that switched to vertical cultivation methods. Their vertical design only employs a vegetative growth solution, still resulting in the need for large flowering rooms. The Grove in Nevada, an indoor-only cultivation state, also needed a vertical solution and partnered with Montel Stacking System, a costly and complex vertical stacking flowering system. Open recently spun off a vertical company called Ideal Harvest, focusing on vertical cultivation. Their vertical method cost over $150 a square foot to deploy. And Los Angeles Property Dispensary was also forced to develop their own DIY system in order to stay competitive in the unregulated market. DIY examples like this will not meet the rigors of a regulated and licensed market. Real market data has proven the effectiveness of vertical cultivation on the reduction of production costs and where indoor cultivation is heading in the immediate future. There had to be a better way to deploy a cost-effective and energy-reducing vertical cannabis solution. Hi, my name is Dominic Volpini and I'm a cannabis entrepreneur that faced these issues. After receiving a conditional use permit from the city of Desert Hot Springs in December for cultivation and manufacturing of marijuana, I needed a way to maximize my 12,000 square foot building, reduce the energy footprint of my canopy, and deploy a cost-effective solution. I searched the market for vertical cannabis solutions, but was dismayed to learn that the systems on the market would cost me $1.5 million for a 10,000 square foot canopy solution. This was almost the cost of the entire building I purchased. With the Desert Hot Springs project slated for completion in July, I began working on my own vertical cannabis design with Seth Byron, an accomplished architect, project manager, and cannabis entrepreneur. Together, we founded VertiCann. VertiCann is the first turnkey vertical cannabis grow system for the industry that can increase the canopy size of an indoor space by over 500% while reducing electricity by up to 50% when compared to the same size canopy. Our main focus when designing the VertiCann system was to create the optimum indoor environment while maximizing the per square footage of canopy and reducing electric consumption. Utilizing our lighting design makes it so that two canopy faces will be receiving light from a single bulb, while in a conventional canopy, light is applied in a single direction. With our lighting design elements, we can achieve over 7,000 lumens per square foot and still maximize the photosynthetic proton flux density of the coverage area. The light system is connected by conventional flexible ducting, a support system and cooled through HEPA-certified filters at the base of each lighting column. Utilizing our flexible ducting allows for changing bulbs with ease. The lights are a module application supporting the latest technology in HID lighting and are connected to a track that allows for each light to be moved to and from the canopy. The track will allow the light columns to move for easier operator access and to allow the lighting distance adjustments to the canopy face. Each module VertiCann tower measures 8.5 feet wide and 12 feet tall and can be connected to one another to form a row of several units. The VertiCann tower features 5 2x8 flood tables that are connected to an automated irrigation reservoir and CO2 system. The VertiGate is drip irrigation conduit technology supporting drip emitters, aeroponics, flood tables, and blue mats with the ability to dial in irrigation settings to each specific VertiCann shelf unit, further reducing the cost of cannabis production. Each VertiGate features CO2 conduit technology that will allow for the even deployment and automation of CO2. The VertiCann system also features a vertical trellis that is hung in front of the system. Each face of the unit will be completely covered in canopy. Each face of one unit produces 96 square feet of canopy space. When 4 module 8x12 units are parallel to each other, they produce 768 feet of canopy space on the 2 interior units and an additional 192 feet on the end units, for a combined total of 960 feet of canopy face. The system footprint in this example would take up to 250 feet of floor space, while still able to produce a canopy of close to 1,000 feet, an increase of almost 500% from traditional flowering methods. The VertiCann system also uses less than 7 amps per 100 square feet of canopy, versus a traditional canopy's use of 13 amps, a reduction in energy consumption by almost 50%. As California begins to regulate the commercial cannabis industry, legal cultivation complexes are being developed across the state. In the Coachella Valley alone, 6 million square feet of indoor cultivation space has already been approved and set for completion in the next 18 months. These indoor growers will need a way to stay competitive by increasing their revenue and automation and lowering their production costs. The estimated cost of production of a VertiCann system, consisting of 2 8x12 tower units, the vertical light system, and other components, is $7,000. VertiCann plans to sell each unit for $10,000, a cost of deployment of $25 a square foot of canopy, a significant cost reduction versus other cannabis systems that deploy at a cost of over $150 a square foot of canopy. After the VertiCann system is deployed, the system will be leased at a 3% rate of the expected yearly yield of the canopy, set by indoor wholesale market rates. Using the Coachella example of 6 million square feet of cultivation space, if we were able to achieve a 1% market penetration of 60,000 square feet of canopy space deployed, the yearly lease revenue of the deployed canopy will be over $800,000. This business model allows VertiCann to receive recurring revenue at high margins. In Coachella, most of the new buildings coming online have partnered with lenders and are offering new tenants or owners up to $50 a square foot in tenant build-out hardware financing. This will further help to increase the sales of the VertiCann system. Some of the top hardware companies like HP, Dell, Ricoh, Toshiba, and Sharp all sell vital hardware components in their industry and allow them to cross-sell other services. With Canopy's investment, VertiCann can be that hardware component for Canopy, allowing the cross-selling or integration of other Canopy portfolio companies. Portfolio companies like Loudstone Data Technologies are the perfect example of the RFID technology that can integrate with our hardware component. With Canopy's investment in a VertiCann, we will be able to consult with software designers, fabricators, and cultivation consultants in order to finalize the design of the VertiCann system and create the first prototype unit. The construction and consultation process will iron out any kinks and prepare for the first full-scale installation of VertiCann into California CO2's cultivation space in Desert Hot Springs in July of 2017. By the implementation of Prop 64 in 2018, turnkey units will be constructed, packaged, and ready for delivery and installation in cultivation space throughout California and the legal U.S. 2 major cannabis real estate developers in Southern California have already expressed interest in having this unit available in their own spaces and promoting the system to their tenants, as well as several licensed cultivators in Washington, Illinois, and Colorado. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about VertiCann.